As many of you have heard, I pretty much feel like I own Paris, France, and I love sharing it with others. So in 1997, I was showing some friends around Paris, and when we got to the Eiffel Tower, we looked, and they had started to put on, they had mounted a digital clock that was showing the countdown to the year 2000. And right then and there, we all decided, oh, we are going to be here for this experience. And in that moment, I felt something. I felt a sense of a group of us, and that we would be there in a tone of celebration and excitement. And it was just going to be so over the top and wonderful. And I kept feeling that. And when it came to making the arrangements, our group of 12, what it ended up being a group of 12, didn't really get formed till about the middle of 1999, where I was hearing other people were having all these problems getting reservations, getting on flights, hotel rooms, you know, just everything was booked. Well, I felt so strongly this was going to happen that, wouldn't you know, that I was able to book every flight that needed to be booked. I was able to find hotel rooms. We decided we were going to stay just outside of Paris, where my cousin Ani lives, 17-minute ride into the city. We rented an apartment for the evening in case, you know, remember Y2K? We might have all been stuck because of the transportation. So we had this wonderful apartment booked, guaranteed to have all the amenities we needed. Everything was going so perfectly until we got to Paris. Now, most of our group went off to the hotel outside of Paris, and 3 of us went to the apartment that we were going to rent. And lo and behold, I learned that the agency in Montreal that had guaranteed all these different amenities had never even requested them of the apartment that we were going to rent. And so as I'm standing there, the man who's showing me the order that he received versus what I was guaranteed is saying, "Oh, monsieur, I'm so sorry, but," he said, "I could never have agreed to this, and I can't provide this to you." I felt like the whole wind had been kicked out of me. At that moment, he had to go answer a phone call. And I was just sitting there thinking, what am I going to do? And right then, one of the people who was with me was Reverend David Bruner, who used to be the assistant minister here. And he just put his hand on my shoulder and asked me, what can I do? Now, at the time, I was just in ministerial school. So I turned to him and I said, "You're the minister here. You sit your you-know-what down and pray." And he said yes, and he did. And while he was praying, now I had worked with this teaching for a while, I just got still. I was waiting for the man to come back from the front desk, and I just got still, closed my eyes, and I started to go back in and feel that whole experience I'd felt before. And in the midst of that, all of a sudden, it was like this voice said to me, "Oh, gee, Mark, you're in Paris with 12 wonderful friends, and the apartment you had rented isn't turning out to be what it was supposed to. Boo-hoo." And right there, I had the realization of, wait a minute, we're the party. We're the celebration. We're the joy. There is no way this isn't going to happen. We're going to have a wonderful time no matter what. As soon as I had that feeling, the gentleman came back to me from answering the call. Not only had he answered that call, but he had made arrangements during that time. He said, "Monsieur, I'm so sorry for what has happened. I'm going to make sure that you are reimbursed for everything you put down. I happen to have a friend at a hotel just a few doors down. I think he can set you up with a suite where you'll be able to have everything that you want." We went there. The hotel bent over backwards to make sure all that we needed would be provided to us. We saved $400 in the process. My cousin Ani's phenomenal meal that she prepared for us, we were able to reheat and enjoy and have a wonderful time. And so that evening, we were able to step out just a little ways down from the Eiffel Tower and experience one of the most amazing fireworks displays we've ever seen in our lives. But it started with going back to the feeling of it.